Wonder, 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 wonder.
Hello, my friends. I'm so glad that you're here. It is the middle of the season, and I haven't been posting very much. It's been quite a difficult month. The month of April was very tough, and I just wanted to come in and just check in with all of you because I've been missing a few podcast episodes. I haven't been recording. I've been super busy taking care of my daddy. He went into the hospital on April 9th. April 8th. And he's been in the hospital. One thing led to another, heart surgery. He had a quadruple bypass, so we've been doing rehab for him. But it's been quite a ride. It's been quite difficult for me to kind of focus on just like creative things because I'm just not feeling quite creative. I have been keeping up with a lot of the things that I've already scheduled just because I don't like to cancel anything. And if I've already said yes to something, I try to show up. But yeah, so it's just been a very rough month. My daddy lost his wife, my mom, in October of 2023. She was sick for a very long time. So he was her, pretty much her primary caregiver. So he's, been sort of, I guess, putting his health on the back burner for a long time. And I think it just caught up to him now recently. So that's been a little bit hard for all of us. There's 4 of us. There's 2 boys and 2 girls, and we've all been pitching in. Everybody's been covering different slots of time to make sure that he's, at least with somebody. either during the day or during the time. We've had overnights at the hospitals. We've been having overnights in the ICU. And so all of us are just kind of taking turns. I'm super grateful that I have the family that I have, because not only do my brothers and sister like jump in, but our husbands and wives jump in as well. And so super, super fortunate about that. I can't imagine being an only child and having to take care of a parent, because like the support system is so, so important. And I wish there was more of it. And I wish there was a way for us to do a better support for each other, and like, what goes on and what happens. And so being prepared for things like this is not easy. We were prepared just because we had taken care of my mom for a while, and so we have all of that. And so I also have like a checklist and a PDF that I created on like what kinds of things to be doing and asking when you take your parents or take a loved one to the hospital or to a doctor's appointment. We have to deal with insurance. We have to deal with doctor's appointments. We deal with, end of life care. Do they have medical directives? That sort of thing. And so I think it's just been a whirlwind. You start the year, you have all of these intentions, you set all these goals, and then, somebody gets sick or something happens, and then you have to put a lot of things on hold. But I try not to put that much on hold, especially not the things that I've already committed to, just because being outside of the hospital and like getting myself ready to go somewhere really is helpful for my self-care, for my own mental health care, because being around people is just so good for me. I'm a social butterfly by nature. I love being around people. I love going to things and places. I've always been that way. So, being able to get out of the house and do something other than just worry about him and thinking about the care and his illness and his sickness and his recovery, I get to take a little break, a little mental break for myself and for and so I think that's super important for any of us that are really like dealing with like sick families or people that are really struggling in our family. I think giving ourselves that time to still get away, to still enjoy some time with friends, I think it really just fills your cup. One thing that I've realized being in the hospital is it can be extremely draining. It could be super physically draining and emotionally draining. We, take care, especially for us and the girls in the family, we just really take on a lot. And not only are we taking care of our parents, we're taking care of our kids. We're also part of that sandwich generation. I still have a kid in high school. I still have a kid that works and a husband. And so I try to be home to cook and make sure that everything's ready for me, for them as they come home, and have some dinner ready for them so they don't feel like I'm completely neglecting them. But to be honest, I think the kids would be fine if I did neglect them, because I think they feel like I'm already got a ton of stuff on my plate. But that's just me. I just feel like I can't just leave them hanging like that. So I try to do as much as I can. I still attend work events. We just leased 2 of our houses. They were not easy to lease. I think the economic and uncertainty has been pretty pervasive. So I'm trying to figure out how to deal with not only like our job, the real estate stuff that I do, we're building a few houses, so I attend design meetings. I try to pick out, I do a lot of the design for us, so I try to pick out fixtures, paints, finishes, tiles. A lot of that stuff sounds like super fun and super easy, but I still have to make a decision based on like the environment of the house, the community it's in. Like, do we need color? Do we need it to be more rustic? Is it more Southwest? Like, I have a theme that I go with every time I try to do these projects. And so Rusk and I work together as a team. So he has his part and I have mine. So I have to fulfill mine as well. So on top of being, a caregiver and taking care of my daddy, making sure that he's good and like taking care of all of that, I still have to work as well. So I don't know how other people do it. It's really not easy. It's actually quite hard to schedule so many things, but thankfully I have a really great support system, and I try to be a support system for my sister because she also works a ton. and she loves her job. She really does, and she's really good at it, and my brothers are great at what they do as well. So we try to be there for each other because we can't always take time off from work. That's nearly impossible, and it's very hard in this society, in a very capitalistic, a very money heavy society. And it's just like scheduling ourselves is super important. So that's where we've been. That's where I've been the last few weeks. I have a really great core group, but I also have great friends. So that's also been amazing. And I get people to check on me and check on us. And so continuing life as usual. So that's where I am right now. I'm hopeful that my daddy will be leaving rehab pretty soon. And, as soon as he leaves rehab, will be a little bit easier in terms of our scheduling. We'll have probably somebody come in from the outside, maybe a nurse, somebody that can help him out with that. But I wanted to tell you all that we have something really cool coming up, because I decided that I'm not going to give up on the podcast no matter what. I've decided that I'm going to try to find collaborators. So I am pairing up and collaborating with a wonderful girl, somebody that I met recently through the podcast and was a guest on the podcast. On top of everything, my allergies are killing me. And so this is my friend Nicole. Nicole Lopez is the owner and the lead stylist at Revive Salon. She's also become such a good friend and somebody that I've been able to count on. And, sometimes you meet somebody and you just connect. And I think that's what happened for us. And so we're going to be creating a 6-part series where we're going to be celebrating culturally connected, empowered señoras. We're having candid interviews. We're having spirited panel talks. And a lot of storytelling. You know, we love storytelling. It'll be fun. It'll be entertaining. And I hope that it'll be inspiring. We're going to be reflecting on a lot of really good stuff for Houston, the sisterhood, the entrepreneurs, all the stuff that's happening for us. And so we're just super excited for all of that. I am pairing up with her at her salon. So you're going to get to see her salon. She also has been taking care of my hair lately. Because a part of us being caregivers and, filling other people's cups is we need to fill ours as well. So having people, do my hair, do my skin, take care of myself. I still do my workouts. I still try to get outside and walk early in the morning when I'm not, busy. Because I think it's important for us to continue taking care of our health, because one thing that I do know is if we continue to do for others and we don't do for ourselves, we will become resentful, we will become bitter, and that's not cool and that's not fun. And I think because we come from a place of love and caregiving, we need to also give that love and caregiving to ourselves. So that's one thing I learned a long time ago, because as many of you know, I'll be 50 this year. I've just come to this place where I'm just thinking, I'm in like my no me vengas con mamadas era. So I'm not dealing with bullshit right now. And so that's going to be the title for our series too. No me vengas con mamadas. And if you know something about me, is that I'm very straightforward. I don't beat around the bush a lot. I talk in like bullet points a lot. So I'm trying to be a little more conscientious about the way that I come across. But at the same time, I'm not putting up with bull crap anymore. I'm not putting up with mamadas anymore. I am really intentional about where my time and my energy goes to. I've become very intentional about the friends that I hold close. I've become intentional about where I go, what places I visit. Traveling with my husband is a non-negotiable for me, and traveling with my kids. That's something that I set very clear 25 years ago when we got married, that, no matter what, we would still spend time together and reconnect, because things happen and things come into our life and they can, make your, and I call it rocking your boat. Like when I start to feel like my boat is starting to rock and like maybe some water starting to come and fill it in and the possibility of sinking is around the corner, I do everything I can to create stability on my boat again. And so traveling and getting out of the city and getting out of this mental, these mental chains sometimes that we have, I think is super important for me. So that's definitely a non-negotiable. And you'll see me out traveling and you're like, oh my gosh, isn't your dad sick? Like, what are you doing? You should be here. So part of self-care and our mental health is really doing the things that we love because when I come back from my travels, I come back renewed. I become more energetic, and I just like tackle things so much easier and quicker. So that's where I come from that mentality point of view. It doesn't have to be everybody. That's just my mindset. That's the way I've always been. And that's how I've been able to manage so many things, because I like to play hard and I like to work hard. So I think both go together. I don't see why one cannot be without the other. And as long as my daddy is being safe and taken care of, and the nurses are keeping an eye on him, and we're keeping updates from the doctors, and they're calling us whenever they have a question about anything, and I've got all of the directives in order, I don't feel like I can't leave. I feel like he's in good hands. And the other thing is, I don't try to take on everything on my own, because that's also something that I've learned over the years, that I try not to take everything on my own and on my shoulders, because that's extremely heavy. And then I'm taking it out eventually on someone, and I don't want to take it out on my kids. I don't want to take it out on my husband. We've maintained a really beautiful relationship, because we really take care of making sure that whatever's happening outside, it doesn't affect us in the inside, right? That we're able to disconnect it and like compartmentalize things that are happening for us. So that's what's happening. We're going to have such a good time with this 6-part series. It's coming up next month. It's going to be very much, jefa mode, mommy mode, no more Mrs. Nice Mom. We just have some really good stuff coming, and just loving ourselves and putting ourselves first. And because when we fill our cup, we can fill other people's cups. And if you have a question, you have anything you want to say, anything you want to do, please, 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 please contact me. If you want to be a part of the podcast, if you want to be a guest, let me know. You can reach me at Senora Vibes Podcast on Instagram. You can also email me at vibesbyalicia2021@gmail.com. That's my podcast email. And then, just find me everywhere. I have a website on the description. Just, tap me and say, hey, I want to be a part of this. I think what you're doing is great and I love it. And I'm looking for sponsors, guys. We really do need to. This podcast has been self-sustained. And by that, I mean, I've been funding it for the last 5 years. It's not easy. It's not cheap. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of money. I have editors. I have people who do my audio, people who do my video. I pay for my platform services, for the photo shoots. All of that stuff takes a lot of money. So if you have sponsors, somebody that would love to be a part of it, maybe be a guest, maybe have some ad space, we would love to have you. We have more than 15,000 downloads on the podcast. So we are a community, and it's been growing. So if anything, you can see I've been consistent. I've been here. I've been showing up through sickness and in health, through my accident that last summer. And so one thing I'm not going to do is quit. And so I would love for you to tell the people that hey, I know this girl, she's doing great things, and we really need to elevate whatever she's doing, because other people are elevating other podcasts. Let's do it for us, and let's do it for this community. And I would appreciate that so, so much. This is for you, my señoras for 40 years plus. I'm here for you. I'm creating the content for you and trying to bring as much value as possible for you. I appreciate all of you so much hanging in there with me and being a part of this community, being a part of this podcast, being my listeners, and being super committed to what we're doing is so important. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you for being here. I would love to hear from you. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Check out my friend Nikki Lopez. I'll have her description here as well. Go to her Instagram. Go find her there. She's also like an amazing hairstylist. So we're going to be doing a lot of really fun stuff with my hair. So let's do it, and let's keep it going, and let's not give up. In times like these, we must keep it going. We must move, and keep it moving. Love you all. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you at our 6-part series.